Imagine this. You're walking down the street, minding your own business, and then suddenly you see her. The girl of your dreams. Her hair is blowing in the wind. She's walking alone, gliding down the street. It's your chance to go and approach her. But then your heart starts beating so fast, your palms start sweating, and you freeze up and do nothing. You start overthinking everything, and before you know it, she's gone, never to be seen again. And you're sitting there kicking yourself, wondering why you didn't go and say anything. But what if I told you in this video, I'm gonna give you the tools to never miss an opportunity again. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to say to keep the conversation flowing and show her that it's not just a friendly vibe you're looking for. These openers are not only effective, but they'll also allow you to feel more confident and natural when approaching. So let's dive in without further ado. Opener number one is the compliment opener, but don't just go up and say, "Oh, you're hot, I think you're so beautiful, baby." Don't do a copy and paste, generic, boring compliment like that. Open her with something unique about her. You could say, "Excuse me, hi, I couldn't help but notice the way you walk. You walk like you're walking down the runway at a fashion shoot. Your hair was just blowing in the wind. It was just the perfect moment. Do you do any sort of modeling? What's your story?" So the compliment opener is great. It works really well, but the last two lines are by far the most important. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned to the end of the video to see what those are. Number two is the push-pull opener. Okay, so let's say you notice a girl, right? She's walking towards you. You notice she's wearing Dolce & Gabbana sunglasses, right? You could stop her and say, "Excuse me, I really like your look, but I just have to say, I'm more of a fan of Ray-Ban sunglasses. Why did you choose those sunglasses of all sunglasses? I mean, they look okay on you, but I think they'd look better on me." You could pull that if you're feeling cocky and confident, right? I'm more of a fan of cocky and confident openers, right? I use these all the time. I'll go up to a group of girls and say, "All right, girls, I'm here. You can stop talking about me." But it's all about how you say the pickup line and what you feel comfortable doing. So you guys are just gonna have to do a little trial and error, right? See which pickup line works best for you. And when I'm giving you these suggestions, take them with a grain of salt. You don't have to, say everything word for word that I tell you to say. Put it into your arsenal in a way that makes sense for you, right? Because if you're trying to remember a pickup line or a line word by word, it's gonna come off as scripted and inauthentic when you deliver the line, and the girl's gonna be sitting there like, okay, like what is this, right? It's not authentic. Girls want things to happen naturally. They wanna feel like things are just unraveling naturally. They wanna go home and tell their friends. They wanna go home and tell Brittany, Bethany, and Bertha that, "Oh, you know what? I was talking to this really cute guy and one thing led to another and it just so happened, it just happened," right? They don't wanna say, "Oh, this guy came up to me and, he said these scripted lines and it seemed like he was very in his own head," right? So use these lines in a way that works for you. And guys, if you're serious about improving your dating lives, hit the subscribe button down below because I have plenty more videos like this to come, okay? And already on my channel that will help you 5x your dating lives. Okay, so line number three, the overly cheesy line. This one, you have to make sure it's delivered right, okay? You can use a cheesy pickup line, but then you have to go up and acknowledge after the fact that you knew it was cheesy, right? So I could go up to a girl and say, "Excuse me, hi, you must be tired because you've been running through my mind all night." Haha, "Kelvin, nice to meet you." Or I could go up to her and say, "Excuse me, hi, you must be tired because you've been running through my mind all night." I'm just kidding. That was pretty cheesy, right? I know, I only had like 5 seconds to think of the cheesiest pickup line I could. Can you think of anything cheesier? Okay, hold on. What's your cheesiest pickup line? Let's hear it. Can you top that? Right, and you can make it competitive, right? You want to acknowledge the fact that it was cheesy. It was just, almost cringeworthy. But if you're laughing with it, if you're having a good time with it, this is why I say you can pretty much say anything, but it's a matter of how you say it because it's important that the subtext is there, right? What you're communicating to her non-verbally. If you're saying everything with confident body language, shoulders back, chest up, right? You're carrying yourself with purpose. You're carrying yourself with intent. You can say anything just depending on the tone of your voice as well too. Okay, so make sure to stay tuned to the end, guys, because we're gonna get into the most important lines, okay? Line number 4 is the direct approach, okay? This is great for beginners and intermediates because it gets them out of their heads, right? A lot of times, guys will go up and approach girls. They'll open them, they'll start talking about, the weather and traffic, and they'll just have this conversation that leads nowhere, right? What you can do is you can go up and use the direct opener. You go up and say, "Excuse me, I thought you were pretty, so I had to come and say hi." Jekyll, nice to meet you. You go up, introduce yourself. This is great because it's stating your intent right out of the gate. There's no going up and you're not gonna leave the girl wondering, okay, like when's this guy gonna cut to the chase? Because girls know. They can read it on your face when you're interested in them, when you're going up and approaching them and you're pretending like you're not there for a reason and you're talking about everything other than the actual reason why you're there. A lot of guys will beat around the bush. This just helps you get straight to the point. Don't just sit back and expect the girl to take a hold of that steering wheel and steer it towards smoother waves. No, that's your job, okay? And then if the conversation falls flat, you can always use this. So, what's your story, right? This is great because it opens up the conversation to so many different potential paths, right? She can literally say anything. She can take that anywhere from there. So the direct approach, if you don't want to say it like that, you could go up and say, hi, I wanted to meet you real quick. Kelvin H. Hughes III, nice to meet you, right? If you don't want to go up and say you're pretty or you're cute. Okay, so that's perfect. That's a great line to use. The best way to ensure success on any of these pickup lines is to make sure that the girl is interested in you before you even approach. A lot of guys miss these signs. How can you ensure that a girl is interested in you before you even go up and approach? Well, guys, don't worry. I've made you a free guide right here. 26 signs a girl wants you to approach her. The best line, drum roll please. The best line to use is going to be what I like to call the commentator. The Joe Rogan of the UFC! Okay, so you go up and just commentate on what you see and then relate it to her. This could work in many different ways. A girl's, I don't know, waiting in line for Starbucks. She orders what looks to be like a Oreo milkshake, right? There's all kinds of interesting and funky looking coffees you can get at Starbucks. You can stop her and you can say, wow, okay. Out of the 257 different coffees you can get at Starbucks, why did you choose that one? Or you could say something like, she goes in for the Oreo milkshake. How is she gonna enjoy it? Let's find out. Will it match up to the pumpkin spice latte, right? You don't have to go that far with it, but I don't know, I like to personally self-amuse, right? I like to amuse myself when I'm approaching girls. I like to make it fun for me. You could just simply say, so what do you think? Is that gonna match up to the pumpkin spice latte? Have you tried it before? Oh, okay, interesting, right. And then you can make the conversation more flirty and get to know her coffee taste a little more. Well, okay, I gotta say, I thought you were cute, but I'm not really sold on your coffee taste. I think you need to try some better coffee. I think you need to expand your horizons from Starbucks, right? And this is a bit of a push-pull, right? You're telling her that she's cute, you find her attractive, but you're just not sure if it's gonna work out between the two of you, right? You could say something like that. You could say, I'll tell you what, you seem normal enough, you don't seem crazy. I'm gonna grab your number and I'm gonna take you to a coffee spot I know just down the street that serves way better coffee. Or just simply commentate. You're waiting in line. Decisions, eh? You know, you see a girl just like eyeing the menu frantically. And then, if you're a little more shy, you could ask and say, so what do you usually get here? It's my first time. Oh, okay, interesting. I'm more of a fan of this. Do they have this here, whatever it is, right? She said, oh no, I don't know if they do, or oh yes, they do. Oh, look at that. Do you happen to like whatever that is? Oh yeah, I do. Oh, look at that. Great minds think alike. Okay. I might like this place after all. You could just do that, right? So commentate on what you see and then apply it to her in the situation. That's really it. And I threw in a bonus one, guys, the opinion opener. Okay, this one is great too. You can literally open her with anything. You can go up to her and say, excuse me, I need to ask you a very important question, okay? Are you ready? Controversial, I don't know if you can handle it, right? Really build up the anticipation. And then you go, what are your opinions on pineapple on pizza? And then you can either take it from a stance of, ooh, I don't know if we're gonna get along. Or if she says she likes them and you like them, you could say, oh, great minds think alike. Hubert, nice to meet you, right? And then introduce yourself and go from there. So, openers are all fine and dandy, right? You know, 6, 7, 8 different possibilities now. But, like I said earlier, just because you open a girl doesn't mean that she's just gonna steer that conversation into smoother waves, right? You still have to keep the conversation going. And a lot of guys fall flat on their face after opening a girl, right? I wanna make sure that doesn't happen to you. So I've made you a video. This is how you can hold a fun and flirty conversation with any girl you want.